22-18 over the Penrith Panthers, who at halftime just looked so in control. So in control. 9 straight wins, ending it kind of had to come. I mean, how many teams are going to win a comp having won 18 in a row?
Yeah. It's you want to win every game, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
And Penrith are in a really good position. They've got 3 huge games coming up against the other teams that were in the top 4 in the Raiders next week, and then they got the Dogs. So I wonder if, and the concerns that I had with Penrith for so long, the chat around Isaah Yeo throughout the week was strange.
Yep.
Trying to deflect, no one wanted to answer the questions. Brian Toto did the best job of just making fun of all of it, and he said he's really worried and just in typical Bizza way, made it lighthearted. But Liam Martin wouldn't speak on it. And speaking of Liam Martin, he looked like he picked up a bit of a shoulder injury at the back of the game. Now, the positive thing is he did come back onto the field.
Yep.
So AC joints compared to, how every year we go through an injury?
Yep.
Like I feel like if Isaah Yeo has dislocated his shoulder, I feel like there have been a couple of big name players that have, had that injury in the last year.
What was the case for the Broncos grand final? What did Luai do?
So Luai did it.
It was AC, was it? I
think Nath did it last year.
Yep.
Daniel Saifidi for the Dolphins scoring a try.
Yep.
It's not confirmed whether Isaah Yeo did that or not, but it looked like that in the Titans game. And there was Jerome Hughes is the other one. So, luckily for Liam Martin and the Panthers, it's not that. But with all these guys playing, so many big games for so long, they just got done right at the death. Probably should have won the game, to be honest.
Yep.
Like, if I'm being totally honest, Harry well and truly played for that penalty. I heard Nate's explanation of it, and I totally agree with it. And I thought the Panthers should have won the game before it even got to the Harry Grant try.
The marvel, which is Ivan, like Nathan gets a lot of praise, and rightly so, like obviously so. But mate, this bloke Ivan, you can't underestimate what he's not just coaching a team and doing well because his son's in the team. He's a marvel in himself, right? Yeah. Absolute marvel, and obviously plays a major part in the person who ultimately Nathan Cleary becomes. And him giving him the Clive Churchill medal is one of the most special things you'll see in rugby league.
Yeah.
But when they last met, Penrith and Melbourne, you had, and these jumper numbers could be incorrect, but it was something like Blaze Talagi, number 18, Tommy Jenkins, number 22, Casey McLean, number 24. Right? That's now the whole left side.
Yep.
There's no 18, there's no 22, there's no 24. They are bona fide first graders, and they've achieved this in a matter of 4 months.
Even Luke Garner. Like, Scotty Sorensen's coming off the bench now because Luke Garner's won that spot.
Yep.
I love that the level of frustration from Ivan first, because I think everyone can appreciate that Harry played for that penalty.
Yep.
And they should have won the game. So that's frustrating. And this is the sign. And again, going to the coaching of Ivan Cleary and what makes them so great. The frustration he had in himself when I think it was Eloise Sawyer asked him the question after the game around the Harry Grant try, and him not having an answer or at least taking accountability for his part in that is what makes him great. Because he was frustrated that is not something that it felt like it was frustration that he didn't relay that to his team.
Yep.
So, like the players, of course, right? Everyone knows that players, they're the ones out on the field. But if you get given, at least one of them gets tipped up, and you could see it in Dylan Edwards' body language. He had only got a metre past the ruck when he knew Harry had taken off, and he didn't even have to turn around, and he knew Harry was going to score. And it was, and the frustration from Ivan is, there was not communication to the players to identify, all right, that is an option. We've got to be aware of that, and we can't have the entire defensive line screaming out at Cameron Munster and Joe.
Look, this is, people are saying, oh, what about Harry? And he had a wonderful game. And I'll talk about him taking the tackle. Well, I'll start with that. So he says in an interview exclusive with SEN, speaking about the fact that he could hear Panthers players telling Moses to move, right? Moses Leota.
Yep.
To move. In fact, let's play this.
Okay.
Let's play this.
And I know the players at the time were saying, Moses, get out of the road. So I think they're aware. Everyone in the game's aware. We've seen it numerous times throughout the year, and that's what's been policed throughout the season and the standards, and that's it. I think if they want to change them, then we can come out and change it through the week and be nice and clear on it, and we won't have that confusion. But I think it's. Yeah, the refs policed what they've been policing, and hats off to them.
Okay, so Harry Grant was not going to get anywhere near Nathan.
See, I disagree with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like if he takes the proper angle, because one thing people haven't considered is Moses Leota was about 5 metres to the left of the ruck.
Yep.
He wasn't sitting right in the pocket. Harry had a channel right in between on the inside of Moses, and I love Harry, but.
He took a dive, right?
Yeah, Harry knew the rule and exposed it. It's gamesmanship. And even though you can applaud the gamesmanship, you can still say that it's like he had an opportunity to go on the left side of Moses, like Moses Leota. Have a look at how big. And you know what? He got to Moses so quick, he probably would have. He charged one down earlier.
Yeah.
And Trent Arrow got one. He probably would have got there and charged down. But what do you risk, Sugar?
Well, that's right.
If you get close enough, what do you risk?
Penalty.
What happened to him against Manly?
Yeah.
When he gets around the leg. So what's the best thing to do? You go after Moses Leota, you take the penalty out of contention for Penrith, and then that's where he is. That's preparation. That is footy IQ.
Yeah.
That is. I don't know if he's come up with that by himself on the run or
here's my take. Here's my take, right? And you got to think as humans. So you're on the fly, and I've got no doubt he has intention from the marker position to stop this field goal.
Yeah, agreed.
But he explicitly said there on SEN that his own players were telling Mo to move. So he has recognised that his own players are telling him he's erred.
Yeah.
And I reckon them telling him that
changed his decision.
He's changed his decision. He said, okay, even their own players have recognised the problem here. I'm going to take a kill.
Yep.
That's what I think's happened.
And I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that because he, like I said, he did have a lane to go after Nath. And, geez, it's a smart play. Even though, look, I don't like it. Like, because I don't...
Well, Mitch Moses did it to win the game against Cowboys.
And Sugar, let me clarify one thing.
Yep.
When I played, if I'd had an opportunity to use gamesmanship, I'd use it.
You
Now, I'm talking as a neutral.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who wins the game.
Nope.
So when you watch it, like, I know I sound like a hypocrite by saying that, but, the fairness of the game and using the rules to bend it, like... Yeah, that's where I sit with it.
Back to your analogy earlier. You said, like, if Macca's give you an extra burger, you're not taking it back. Mate, Penrith Panthers are not the sole trader corner shop.
No.
So you're taking it off the Penrith Panthers if you can.
Yep.
Let's move forward to the try, the ultimate try. And people are saying, oh, how clever is he, blah, 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 blah. And he is clever. He's all of that. But that's a coach's try. That is something that they had spoken about. It might have been 18 months ago. You don't get yourself in this situation too much. But it is very clear to see that if you're close to the line and there's a field goal coming, the markers are tearing like bats out of hell.
Yep.
No one holds their position, right? So that is not Harry Grant being specially aware. This is something that... You go back and watch that field goal... Munster was never getting that ball. He was never, ever getting that ball. Yeah. And then that was a coach's try. That was, I don't know whether might have been a player's try, but it was a rehearsed play.
Do you know who he gave credit to? So in the presser, he talked about it. He had a lunch with Roy Masters throughout the week.
Right.
And Roy talked about it being at CommBank, and he did it to the Eels last year.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's something, he goes, maybe it was, subconsciously put into my mind, and he thought about it. I think you're right. I think leading into that play, he was aware of it. They did have an opportunity where they went earlier when Munster went for it so much further out.
Yep.
Maybe he factored in field position, but also maybe he got a read on that first one.
Yep.
Geez, they were super aggressive. No one sat at marker.
That's right.
Next time I get an opportunity.
But they have to. Well, wouldn't you do the same?
Smart
If you and I are at marker and this is to win the game, we are going to tear out like no one.
Yep.
So it's smart play. Ring in, rip in, though, folks. You can have your say, 1300 01 1170. Speaking of field goals, I'll leave you with this one, folks, and this will be controversial. How many field goals has Nathan Cleary kicked in his career?
Ooh.
What's your guess?
Unders and overs.
Yeah.
Winners or just field
No,
goals?
just field goals. Just
All
field
right,
goals.
so just field goals, I'd say 15.
17, very close. The doyen of field goals, Lee Breeze. Do you remember Lee Breeze?
Lee Breeze, yep.
How many field goals did Lee Breeze kick in his
Well,
career?
you know why? The number's obviously going to be a lot more because I played in the Super League when he played his 400th game.
Yep.
So he must be double, 30.
74.
74.
74.
Oh.
I said, Breezy, how come you got 74 field goals? He said, mate, Dad always said never leave without points. So he'd get up there, and if they weren't going to score, he just kicked 74 top-flight field goals, which brings me to this.
Yeah.
I would not hate if the game got rid of field goals. There you go. That I would not hate. I don't think we need the field goal in the game, but a lot of people will disagree because people go, don't change the rules. If we didn't change the rules, we'd still have a team holding the ball for half an hour of a game in one go. 1300 01 1170, the run home with Joel and Scopey for this Michelle Pfeiffer.